All right, we're going to try this again. What's up, Improvement Warriors? Jason Yan back with you again. Hope you're having a fabulous Monday. And I wanted to do a video because US News, or CNN, did a video, or did a article, and the keto diet was put last. Low carb, Whole30 was also down at the very bottom. And the list was created by usnews.com, and I wanted to just review CNN's, and I'll probably go through each of the 40 diets that US News did and just do a review of that diet, because the last thing we want to do is go on a diet. But this is trying to just get some news out there. What's the best way to lose weight and all that stuff. And one thing is, first and foremost, you don't want to go on a diet or a new nutrition plan to lose weight. You want to get healthy, and then your weight will naturally fall where it should. What's up, guys? What's up, Aaron, Chris, Daryl, Sri? How you guys doing? So this is CNN's thing here, and basically it is a nice picture of Harry Potter. So keto diet ranked absolute last out of 40 diets based on this. So the article says it's also the Dukan diet was tied for last with the keto diet. I've never heard of the Dukan diet, but it says right here, both stress eating tons of protein and minimal carbs. And the one thing is that ketogenic diet is not a high protein diet. It is a moderate protein diet. Okay, I typically will get anywhere between 50 and 100 grams. And that will hold true for most everybody. Doesn't matter if they're man, women, doesn't matter their age. The only people that would require more protein would be like hard charging athletes, okay, professional athletes and whatnot. Okay, so the whole premise of the ketogenic diet is to basically switch your body to a fat burner. So from being a sugar burner, and turn you into a fat burner. So you're using the fat that you digest, and you're also using your own body fat stores to burn that off. So in here, they talk about what the breakdown is. So typically they say it's 70% of your daily intake. 70% is the absolute minimum that your fat intake should be. So it can be as high as 90%, and some people in some rare cases can be as high as 95%. Carbohydrates, net carbs, 15 to 20. Whoop. Sorry about that. So net carbs is supposed to be 15 to 20, and that's about correct. Okay. The dietary guidelines for Americans suggest 45 to 65% of calories comes from carbs, and 10% comes from less than saturated fat. 45 to 65% of your carbohydrates coming from, or your diet coming from carbohydrates, is going to be a highly inflammatory nutrition plan and not one that's going to get you healthy. So they go on to say here, so here's a nutritionist quote. So when on a keto diet, you drastically cut your carbs to only 20 per day. That's less than 1 apple. Okay. Thing is, you shouldn't be eating apples, especially now I'm in the winter, and the only time you should be eating fruit is when it's in season, local, or organic. Otherwise, you need to treat fruit like candy, because the amount of sugar in 1 apple is 20 grams. Okay, so how you figure out the amount of sugar in any item is you're going to divide the number of carbohydrates. So if it's 20, divide that by 4, and then you have 5 teaspoons of sugar. So every 4 grams of carbohydrates is equal to 1 teaspoon of sugar. Okay. So, and they basically go on to say the expert panel was particularly concerned for people with liver or kidney conditions who should avoid it altogether. That's not true. With liver conditions, there's alcohol or fatty, what is it called? Fatty liver disease, alcoholic fatty liver disease, and there's also non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, about 100 years ago, was less than 1% of the population. Year 2000, it was up to 10%. And by the year 2030, they're expecting it to be up to 30%. And that's because the majority of our calories consumed by the average American is from high fructose corn syrup, processed carbohydrates, all that stuff. Okay. With kidney conditions, we're still working on studies, but I looked it up in the book Keto Clarity. So Dr. Charles Mobb, he published a study in the journal saying that a low-carb, high-fat diet could replace some people off of dialysis if the animal studies hold true for the same in humans. So we're still getting that information that we need to get through humans. And yeah, so the other diets that were thrown under the bus was the low-carb diet and the Whole30 diet. Basically, low-carb, Whole30, keto, all of it focuses on getting the garbage out, getting the sugar out of the nutrition, out of the diet, and basically you're trying to control the blood sugar. Because if you constantly have high blood sugar throughout the day, that's a toxic environment, that's an inflammatory environment, and things are going to start to break down. When blood sugar is high, insulin is high, and when insulin is high, insulin is present in the body, you cannot be burning fat, and you're actually storing more fat. And so we don't want that. So we want to be able to control the blood sugar and get everything down. One person did, on the other video I did, asked a question, what's the difference between low carb and the ketogenic diet? So low carb can be different for all kinds of people. So typically the amount of carb can be up to 100 grams. With keto, it's typically going to be very, very low carb. So typically it'll be under 35 net carbs. Some people will have to be really, really low, so down like 5 grams, 10 grams, 20 grams. It just depends on the person to person and their carbohydrate tolerance or intolerance. And also, so first place, like I said, I'm going to do a video going over the US News's article, going over each of the diets. I don't really have a problem with Mediterranean diet. The DASH diet I know is to stop hypertension, lower blood pressure, all that stuff. But I know they recommend whole grains and all kinds of crappy garbage and everything. Hey, what's up, guys? Janie, Mike, Randy, Jennifer, Starla, thank you for joining. Share this out if you want to, but I'm almost finished here, so just watch the replay. But like I said, I'm going to go over all 40 diets that the US News ranked and go from there. And then they also did weight loss diets. So the best weight loss diet was Weight Watchers. Okay, never, ever, never, ever, 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 ever go on a diet to lose weight. Okay, so they put all the diets, 40 diets out there, and they said these are the best diets. Anytime you talk about diet, usually you're talking about lowering calories and all that stuff. We want to find a nutrition plan that's going to work for you for the rest of your life, a lifestyle nutrition plan. And a diet is not going to work. Just because you want to lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds, doesn't matter. You need to find a nutrition lifestyle plan that is going to work for the rest of your life. And you can, I mean, you'll need to make adjustments as you go. Your goals will change. But when you find a nutrition plan that's going to help you get healthy, that is the key. You need to focus on health. And if you go on a diet where it cuts calories, you're going to cut your metabolism. You'll lose weight at first, but eventually that weight progress will plateau and it'll stop. And then you'll get frustrated and usually you'll stop. You'll go back to the way things were, and then the weight will come back, and usually more. But now you have a defeated metabolism, okay? And the more you do that yo-yo dieting, up and down, up and down, up and down, it's going to really destroy your metabolism, and the health issues are going to get worse and worse as you get older. What's up, Diane? I did answer your question. Just watch the replay. I'm almost done here on this broadcast here, but that's it. Yeah, so I'll go through each of the diets again, and thank you for watching. So our sixth ketogenic diet is going to be, our ketogenic challenge is going to be starting next Tuesday, day after Martin Luther King Day, January the 16th, and yeah, it's going to be awesome. So right now we have the early bird special. Put the link down below, or you can go to improvementwarriorfitness.com, and it'll be one of the things at the top that pops up there. So let me know if you have any questions, and we need to stop listening to fake news and listening to basically news in general, because they're very negative. So you need to stay positive, stay away from all the garbage out there. And remember, all the news stations, they're basically owned by different companies. They're sponsored by different companies, food companies that promote garbage and unhealthiness. Also, they're sponsored by pharmaceutical companies, medical companies, hospitals, everybody that's just promoting the wrong type of nutrition and whatnot. Absolutely, so much garbage. But again, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave it down below. I will see you next time. Stay strong, stay positive, be the improvement warrior.